I'm very pleased to welcome you to this event organized in the context of the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Mauritius and India. Your very presence here bears testimony to the importance of the occasion and the relevance of the long-standing ties that bind Mauritius and India. Our established cultural, political, and economic relationship has been steadfast throughout the years. Today, ladies and gentlemen, this relationship between our countries has transcended into one of fraternity. The comprehensive economic cooperation and partnership agreement between Mauritius and India is proof to this special bond. The government of Mauritius and India have worked together to come up with a historic agreement that is mutually beneficial to both our nations. The results are already visible. With the CECPA, our economic operators are able to tap into new opportunities in a market of nearly 1.4 billion people. Before the pandemic and the entry into force of the CECPA, exports towards India stood at 848 million rupees for 2019. In the first semester of this year itself, exports to India have already exceeded 1.3 billion rupees. This performance reinforces government's vision to diversify towards new markets. Ladies and gentlemen, the global economy is in a state of unstable equilibrium. Successive crises have put enormous pressure on financial markets and commodity prices, which is affecting the livelihoods of millions around the world. As a result, governments have come up with response packages and recovery plans. Our government, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, deployed a historic support plan to support businesses, protect lives, and sustain livelihoods of Mauritians. According to the World Bank, the government of Mauritius' response to COVID-19 is considered the fourth largest in the world, representing 32% of our GDP. Without our timely and effective response, our conventional and non-conventional measures, our quoi qu'il en coûte strategy, I believe that we would today still be talking about recession and survival instead of opportunities and recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, Mauritius is well on track to exceed its pre-pandemic macroeconomic performance in real terms. According to latest figures from Statistics Mauritius, GDP will be of more than 544 billion rupees, with a growth rate of 7.9%. To recall, in 2019, the country's GDP was at 512 billion rupees. Investment will for the first time reach 102 billion rupees, with positive growth in both public and private investment. Before the pandemic, in 2019, investment figures had reached 97 billion rupees. Equally, for the very first time in our history, exports of goods will exceed 100 billion rupees, a growth rate of 10.9%. 0.9%. In 2019, export of goods accounted for 78 billion rupees. Export of services will equally register a record growth of 35.3% to reach 180 billion rupees from 146 billion rupees in 2019. We are seeing more and more major players using Mauritius as a regional trading platform for their operations. As I mentioned earlier, the CECPA is instrumental in opening new opportunities for our businesses. The CECPA form parts of government strategy to strengthen the resilience of our economy through the diversification of our markets. Our trade agreement opened preferential access to a market of more than 5 billion individuals worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, as demonstrated during the pandemic, the government, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, will continue to ensure that no one is left behind as Mauritius engages on its recovery path. During the last budget, we announced a series of measures to support the purchasing power of Mauritians in the face of rising global prices, amongst others, the introduction of a monthly CSG income allowance of 1,000 rupees to all employees and self-employed earning less than 50,000 rupees, an increase of 1,000 rupees in the monthly basic retirement pension at 60 years old, the introduction of a monthly CSG retirement benefit of 1,000 rupees, bringing total retirement benefits to 11,000 rupees, an increase of more than 20% in social aid, a prime à l'emploi of up to 15,000 rupees monthly to incentivize youth and women employment, and the establishment of a CSG disability allowance for those with a disability of between 40 and 59%. These policies reflect our DNA as a government for the people, with the people. We are setting the stage for a resilient and sustainable Mauritius. We have implemented policies to further improve food security and increase the share of renewable energy in our energy mix. This will have long-term benefits on the economy, on society, and on the environment. Before I conclude, I wish to reflect on the words of Nobel Prize Joseph Stiglitz, who once said, "Development is about transforming lives of people, not just transforming economies." This is what we should all aim at, using assets such as the CECPA. Ladies and gentlemen, this will open the doors to greater collaboration between institutions and businesses of both countries. It will further ensure the spirit of brotherhood that connects Mauritius and India. I'm sure that this forum will further strengthen the economic ties between our two countries, and I wish you all fruitful discussions today. Thank you.